Pond Arena. And Pond Arena normally has walls, but since this is no wall mod, I wanted to mix it up and I made it Palisade walls. It's pretty fun.
It is indeed, and players had to play with Team Random, and the random gods gave them francs. What do you think about that?
Well, okay, so I don't know. You know, we have 1,300 people here now, which is pretty insane. Follows coming in left and right. Dave and I, who's, you know, my normal co-caster, and by the way, this is Nilly, everybody, aka Nilpford. So a lot of people are asking who you are. So Dave and I played a promo series for T90 Series 4, and then this was used in T90 Series 4 and now 5. We learned that getting the water control in the middle is really important, not only for the fish, but because you can transport over the water if you win it. But with Franks, they're not a good water sieve. They're good like land sieve, and they're kind of one-sided. Like normally it would be knights and monks. So if we're gonna see like landing and aggression, it would be cool to see like a transport and a castle or something. I don't know. This is a hard one to call, Neely. What are you thinking?
Yeah, transporting and castling is pretty tough because you can only transport 5 villagers, and it's tough to not get scouted. So I predict if they go for landing, land with some knights, or just push on the outside with some castles, and it's obviously super tough to defend that.
Yeah, last time it was a Britain's War, and we did see, well, what happened was Bacht was playing Yo, actually, and we saw docks on the front from both players, you know, a little bit of fishing, and then Grush. Bacht ended up winning the water, and then with his galleys, he had, you know, obviously a lot of range on Yo's side of the map, and with that, he did send in crossbows later on, and it was hard for Yo. So I'm going to take a quick glance at the maps, because this is important if we do see any type of aggression. Stone on the back for Viper, gold on the right. He does have some deer he can lure in. They do have boars. Viper's going to use his scout to bring that guy in. And standard resources, so it's basically arena, but there's a pond in the middle and it's palisade walls. And then for Yo, he has the main gold above his TC. He does have a stone to the right. Both stones seem to be there, and there's another gold outside his walls. But with palisade walls, even feudal aggression is possible. You never know, guys. So it's always very interesting to see what players will do. And they can't, it's no wall mod, so they can't wall behind except with houses, outposts, or mills, you know, markets, whatever they can think of.
Yeah, and yeah, obviously it's early scouted, so I would be surprised if we see a lot of feudal aggression. I think players will go either for some small grushing, no more than 3 dogs, and then into castle, or directly into castle, and try to do some like Mangonel Knight monk aggression.
Yeah, I think the question is, do you fast castle it and then go fires, or do you go feudal aggression into galleys and just mass the galleys and then try and hold off the fires? You know what I mean? Like, do you go feudal or do you go fast castle? And I think the answer is feudal. We'll see what the players do. I think feudal's the safest bet. Oh, Viper's gonna lose his scout! Oh man, I was so close. 3 HP. He's trying to lure this boar.
Yeah, that was ballsy. He only had 18 HP or 17 or something like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, just went for the boar again. Was late with it, so kind of needed to do it, but...
Well, Viper again is... Viper again is first to fishing ships. But last game, he was first to fishing ships, right? Am I getting that right? I think he was.
Yeah,
and he ended up losing, so...
So it seems like both players are actually going for the Grush here, looking at the build orders.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a wiser move, because if Viper, for example, were to recognize that Yo is just going fast castle and were to not have a dock, he would just like camp on the edge of the pond and stop him from getting a dock up. Or if Yo already had a dock, he would just take it down with galleys. So it's just too difficult at this level to go fast castle and try and win water. And you cannot afford to give up water, because it gives up so much space and map control, and that fish is just so plentiful in the middle.
Small bad thing for the Viper is he can't actually go out of his base on the right hand side without deleting any palisades, because the gate is actually kind of bugged.
Yeah, that's the curse of arena, isn't it? I always hated that, you know, playing arena. and you have to delete like your wall to get out. That's always really bad. But he's actually up first. He's gone up with 19 vills, which is pretty good as Frank's.
Yeah, 939 compared to 10.5 of Mr. Yo. Not bad at all, but one more villager for Yo. And remember, the Maldives, the Viper always pick maps like Rooster or Baltic or island kind of maps with a lot of water against Mr. Yo, because he thought he had the edge in small micro wars and the better, more perfect start. So he gives himself the edge here, and seems like he might go into the game with a small advantage.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's so important when you go up with such low population that you can, fine-tune everything and add the galleys in and, know what to do, because if you misjudge it with your resources, you're in a bad spot. You have so few villagers. So, obviously, these guys do know that, but Viper's gone up with a villager less, so he has to make sure he can keep producing galleys and docks. Yo is going to have a little bit of an advantage with that, but a little bit less time. You can see Viper's already up, and he's probably going to add the third dock. So the one thing I noticed with the last time I casted this with top players is that a normal like water battle, you have space to run with your ships and your fishing ships and your galleys. But here you have no space to run, so you're just moving your fishing ships left and right like in the same spot, so it ends rather quickly.
Yeah, that's so true, and more than ever, the timing is so important here. And I think the one villager advantage here for the Viper is really giving him the huge edge here. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Yo has to make up a new plan, because the Grush, it's not looking good.
Yeah, well, Yo's going for the third dock. Even if he loses the fishing ships, if Yo wins the water, I still think he's in an okay position, because sorry, if Yo... Oh, hold on, Nilly.
Congratulations
I'm holding
on all
on.
your recent
The thirds are
successes,
kind of
YouTube,
denied by Yo
Twitch,
here.
etc. Loving
Builder
the
going down to
cast.
28 HP.
Much love.
Yo's 2 galleys now out, doing major damage against the Viper, so that's good for him. The Viper only staying on 2 docks, and now seems to finally add a third dock. 4 against 2 galleys now. Better fight for the Viper.
Thank you so much for the donation. That's what I was saying. Hold on, Nilly. I got a large donation. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, and I'm baffled.
Oh, by Nelson?
That's all I have to say. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It's crazy
sweet.
it's crazy that you were casting with Nelson like what, a year ago now, and I appreciate your well wishes, Nelson. So let's continue. What I was trying to say is water control is important regardless of the fishing ships, I think, because of the map control. So both players are going for that, but it's a huge loss for Yo losing those 3 fishing ships. And sorry, Nilly, I didn't hear what you were saying because I had a little
no worries.
like
I
auto
was trying
bot
to give some
woman talking.
updates for the viewers. At the moment,
Yeah.
Viper is playing it kind of safe, as you can see. He's more of the defensive guy, just poking a bit, trying to see if Yo is actually still continuing to build some galleys, and he sees, yeah, the numbers are reasonable for Yo, and just camping in, yeah, trying to benefit from his 3 fishing ship, now rushing to fletching, and once fletching finishes, he will go for the fight.
Yeah, Viper's gone for the early fletching. Yo is just not getting that blacksmith up, so he's going to be behind. I did notice Viper had the 1 dock idled, so he's actually behind now in numbers a bit, plus he went for the early blacksmith. The micro's going to be fun to watch here. Keep in mind Viper does have the 3 fishing ships. Viper lost 1.
I think it was always 3 against 3. Oh, you lost 1 galley, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, makes sense.
This is not too bad for Mr. Yo, Nilly. I mean, again, Viper can't run anywhere with his fishing ships. He just positions them to the left and the right, and the left and the right. But Yo's gonna get fletching.
Is he?
It's 13 to 11, and Yo is still in this in the middle. I mean, of course, he doesn't have the fishing economy, but it's only 3 fishing ships. Viper's repositioning, so he's not collecting food all the time. Micro's so fun to watch with these players. It's incredible. I love water battles.
And Feels a bit like the Viper got overconfident here, didn't constantly produce, already started farming, and the Viper, Yo just went full aggression on water, and now has the number advantage, and Micro's pretty reasonable as well. This
Yeah,
might
1 for
be
1
Yo's
there.
Yeah, to take.
Viper has
15 to 30.
1 low galley. It's on 4 HP. Good pickoff from Viper. It's still 13 to 13 now, not 12 to 13. Viper with another good pickoff. Oh, good pickoff from Yo. Viper not even firing. Wow.
Oh, it's so tough. Viper ahead by 5 villagers at the same time, so his
Yeah,
castle
it's
age
true.
time will be faster, no matter what. And now the patrol wasn't that great.
Well, both players losing 1 there. The one thing we have to touch on is that Viper getting those farms up earlier as Franks is going to be helpful. Another 1 for 1, it looks like. Viper is now regaining the lead in the middle, and if he does have the extra vills, it's going to help him out for sure. Going for the market, I think, before Yo as well. I think Yo needs to win the water, because, or at least make a decision what he needs to do, because if he's not going to win the water, he needs to boom up on land and recognize Viper will probably attack him.
Yeah, but how could he boom on land? Now only building mill, but he only had 3 deers compared to the 4 deers of the Viper, so that's a small advantage for the Viper as well. Now selling all his stone, buying some food to get into Castle Age. 15 military against 11 now for the Viper.
Yeah, and that was actually a good engagement for Yo. It's still pretty close. I think Viper's getting closer to the Castle Age, though. Oh, good pickoffs for Viper there. I think it's getting closer to the Viper's victory in the middle. But still, Yo is hanging in there. Man, he's doing a great job here. Again, with no fishing ships, and he's down 6 villagers now. This is pretty well done from him. I mean, they're so close to one another. Like, how did they do this?
It's 14 to 10. And I think it's only a matter of time until the Viper can close the distance. He's trying to finish it. He could actually go for the kill. Just wants to play it safe and just continue 1 for 1 trades.
He
It's
called
14 to 8, and I think
He called the
water is
GG,
Viper's.
and it's disappointing to see the GG so early. I'm really surprised and a bit upset he called the GG, but Viper's going to click up to the Castle Age. Like, Viper was so far ahead in economy. Yo was, I guess, not paying attention or just so far behind. Normally, like, on Pond Arena, you would not see the GG there.
Ha! Honestly, the game was super over.
But I appreciate your honesty, Nilly. You're just like, no, it's super over. But yeah, I mean, with Yo so far behind getting up to the Castle Age, you probably recognized it. But yeah, I'm just saying that more out of disappointment than anything. That it was a quick game. Was well played from Viper. I mean, he's perfect. Like, the kill death, you can see, is 2 to 1. But, you know, like I said in the beginning, you have to be perfect with your build. And Viper was. You can see the resources collected. Viper was well ahead. Especially in food and gold. That was what was important. And pretty clear cut, that one.
Yeah, 10 villagers ahead. Just very solid micro, and yeah, just the tiny bit better start there. And don't get me wrong, Yo had a world-class start there. What was it? It was 10-5 or something with Franks.
Yeah. That's true. And 10-5 with Franks, and then Viper was what, 930? Like, and how often has Viper played water maps in the past 6 months? That's probably the first water map he's played. Like, oh man, that's not the first one, but he's played very few.
Oh man, yeah, what a quick game. And yeah, you really see the difference between Viper only playing practice games like he did all the time now on his streams and his tournament games. It feels like he's even sharper. I watched yesterday, I watched a stream playing against Nikov, and it just looked a bit sloppy, not punishing every mistake anyone ever did. But the Kells War, Viper was playing like 100% to the maximum. Yo just played even better, which was super surprising to me, and played one of the greatest games I've seen in a long time, at least skill-wise. But yeah, the Vipers really realizing, okay, now we have a lot of important tournaments coming up. I better play seriously here.